Today is May 4th, um, and yesterday, Gentleman Gamer posted a tag video, um, asking what we thought old school gaming was. And since we're going out tonight and I have to get my hair done, I thought, while I work on my hair, I'd record an answer. So, the question at hand is, what do you think old school gaming is? Or what is old school gaming to you? I guess very simply put, old school gaming to me is Dungeons and Dragons. And I say that because I started with 2nd edition AD&D in a homebrew campaign, and 3rd edition and 3.5 felt very old school to me coming out of that. So I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that I was in a homebrew campaign, or and we actually played 3rd edition by the rules in the book, or what. But yeah, that is the short version of it. And there's a lot of things that I would consider, old school. A lot of detail. Not necessarily a lot of rules, but a lot of detail. Of course, the artwork looking rather silly and cartoonish also. That does have a very old school feeling to it, to me anyway. But so does... Oh, I had his name, and it left my mind. Frank something, I think. I'm not good with names. Yeah, his artwork. Gosh, I'm still trying to think of his name. But his artwork really calls to mind old school gaming to me. When the art in the book maybe not have been full color, but it was probably all done by hand. And if not done by hand, it wasn't really heavily digitally painted. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the level, and of course the more detail, or the more time you spend on character creation and adding those details in, not necessarily in skills, but details, that really defines old school gaming to me. Because you can do, well, like Barnes said, you can do anything on the skill sheet. Just, you might not necessarily have any ranks in it. Although maybe you should, as I have learned. Climb is not a useless skill entirely. Of course, if I had known that I would have to traverse a ledge over a pit of lava with that character, I might have bought a couple ranks of climb skill. But you can still climb without having to have the climb skill, and you can jump without having to have any ranks in the jump skill, and you can swim without having to have any ranks in the swim skill. Although that is one skill where I think maybe you should have a rank in it, just to show that you do know how to swim. Because there are people who don't know how to swim. They'll figure it out, but with a lot of splashing and panicking and bad form. Let's see, what else? So, yeah, in short, Dungeons and Dragons. Even 4th edition felt very old school to me. Oh, you know what else makes me think of old school gaming? Tabletop games, like board games or Warhammer even. That really makes me think old school gaming. Yeah, stuff like Monopoly or Candyland. To me, I guess if there was old school gaming in my life, that would be old school gaming for me, because that is probably where everything started. I tried to make my own board game once because I wasn't satisfied with these little, like, Candyland and Monopoly type games that had no story, and very little options. So I tried my hand at making my own board game, and it worked really good. I don't think I ever actually found anybody to play it with. And I just sort of made the rules up as I went along. But that wasn't uncommon for me being an only child. I would sit down, and you know you're an only child when you sit down and you play Monopoly with your stuffed animals and you lose. That is a sure sign of being an only child. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling now. Board games and 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons. That is old school gaming to me.